It's crazy. The road to, I think now about 220K is insane. I just want to know the journey. How's it been like? अभी ये न्यू ने फाइनेंस चैनल शुरू कर दिया है. तन्मय has started a finance channel, but you were early in the game. This is very interesting. 5 accounts for research. You said that the world around you changed once you hit like 200K. What's it like to be a celebrity in the Instagram space?
Calm down before you stress up the groove. The energy a little different when the blessings accrue. Hey, who you talking to? Just know I ain't no regular fool. Could be anything in the world, but I can never be you because I stand tall like I'm on my
This is Ayush Was and welcome back to a very very special episode of the Cup Noodles to Career Show. बहुत ही ज़्यादा entertaining और fun and informative session है. In this particular episode, we are going to be discussing 3 primary things. Number 1, what is the road to financial freedom? Something which all of us in our 20s are seeking. Even in our 40s, we are seeking this. Super crucial. Number 2, how do you blow up in the content creation space and how do you make that happen? Anushka blew up to 200K in just a few months and that is incredible. How does she go about creating content? What leads to such kind of growth? And 3, we discussed a lot of fundas of Anushka's life. What led her to become a content creator and what are her future plans? A lot of stuff, a lot of interesting questions. Do not miss this episode and subscribe to this channel because we're also releasing these podcasts as smaller clips so that you can consume the episode in smaller bites if you think this episode is too long. Also, we have a second channel which is called CNTC Social. वहाँ पे हम और भी ज़्यादा clips लेके आते हैं. And do comment which guest should we bring on in the next episode. Hello Anushka, welcome to the sorry, I forgot the name of my own podcast for a second. Anyway, hi Anushka, welcome to the CNTC show. How are you doing?
Hi Ayush, I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good. I watch your reels every day. सीख रहा हूँ थोड़ी investing. That's what I'm doing. Mostly losing money, but like.
अच्छा, अभी also losing money. अभी तो everyone's making money.
यार तो वही ना. That's the difference. Like. So बचपन से वो सीखा है ना कि अलग करो. So I'm doing different. I'm losing money in a bull run. I'm losing money. I was talking to the team कि यार I'm talking to Anushka क्या क्या questions पूछने हैं and everybody was surprised by the kind of growth that you have seen on your Instagram. It's crazy. The road to I think now about 220K is insane. I just want to know the journey. How's it been like?
So to be very honest, to be like very, very honest, I was at the right place at the right time. So basically, when I started making content, it was during the lockdown. So everyone was home. Second, TikTok had got banned, and Instagram Reel had just started. And that time, no one was specifically creating content for Reels. So what happened was no one was used to making those 30-second videos. YouTube के जो video creators थे वो long form videos बना रहे थे. Instagram पे mainly pictures or 1-minute videos that were like not informational, more towards lifestyle and fashion. So I believe that before me there was probably like 1-2 of us which started and which created this entertainment in 30-second niche, especially on Instagram. So first mover advantage, right place at right time, organic reach by Instagram. Everything fell into place and that's how the journey began. Or the journey till 220 was very quick.
Right. So एक second, तो start इसका reel से हुआ था या फिर I saw that you used to make long format videos as well पहले. तो as a content creator start क्या था?
So basically क्या हुआ था? I was doing my CFA. I had a job before. And I think was just done with was waiting for my exams in taxation. So I did my postgrad in tax management. I was going to give my CFA level 2, go to Duke University for my master's. This was the plan to, get a career in finance only. And so I was all set for that. But then lockdown happened. Graduation exam got postponed. CFA got postponed. The masters got postponed. I had nothing to do. So kya kare pura din during the lockdown. And it was that I had lost my job. I'm not lost. I had quit my job before to go for my masters. So it was not like, between the first lockdown, anyone's going to give me a job as well. So I was not sure कि कितना चलेगा ये lockdown. Is it going to be just 1 month, 2 months? Can I still go for my master? Should I get it? Just very confusing. And I'd always seen people make videos. So even before I started making videos this year, last year, sorry, I used to vlog a lot, make fashion videos, just time pass mein. And then I used to see these creators from the US used to make really cool, knowledgeable videos. And I felt somewhere wo India mein tha nahi. That gap of business essays or investment for younger people, no one was doing that. So that is how I just started as a hobby ke kar lete dekha jayega, just like no expectations. And no expectations, CFA got postponed for the second time. Masters was postponed by a year. I had to make a conscious decision that do I want to move with videos, or I want to go back to my career. And by that time I loved the process of researching and making videos. So tabhi also, I think September, I started uploading one long form video a week, which was highly researched. And it was there were long form video essays, was uploading them on Instagram and YouTube, was continuing that. And yeah, that's how I focusedly, like last year September, I focusedly started making videos, like okay, I seriously want to try giving this a shot as a full-time video creator. So that's how I started. And then reels actually happened. It's a funny story. I fell ill, and I couldn't shoot. Like my throat was not good, so I couldn't make long form videos. So I started making reels, just randomly started making reels. Food for thought. Like didn't even think a lot about what content. Window ke baaju mein बैठी. Didn't even make my hair if you see my first video. And was just like one sentence I'd read somewhere which was very interesting on Facebook. And just shot that and uploaded it. And it got really nice views. And by really nice views, I mean it was some 2000K views. But for me, I was just getting 100, 200, 300 views. So that 2000 was a big amount. And so I thought, let's give it a shot. So I uploaded two reels every day, because reels is not that much work. And two reels. And then I think just in 15 days, I went from 1,000 to I think 22K just in 15 days.
Wow.
So then I never made a long form video after that.
But this is insane, because I was also reading your Twitter thread on some advice for new content creators and how you were able to scale. And one thing which stood out to me was the word infotainment. Because I think in the finance world, people weren't doing this. It was all just plain boring information. But I think now we have seen a shift कि कहाँ पहले एकदम straight information. Now everybody is doing finance. अभी न्यू ने finance channel शुरू कर दिया है. Tanmay has started a finance channel. But you were early in the game. So I'm pretty sure you must have gotten that initial thrust जो एक मिलता है as a content creator of being, new. So were you aware of this कि you are early in the game and nobody is doing this?
No, actually, I didn't utilize my first mover advantage till what happened was I was a new creator. So for me, that journey of making videos was not just making video, but was adjusting to the hate, to, being a person. I'm a very private person. So it's someone who's constantly judged. I think for me, I got too absorbed by that, and I was not able to actually utilize that initial few months that was there of high growth. Like now I realize in hindsight that I should have diversified more and not only made content on reels. And also with me, it was still that, even though I had, given it a thought that I'm going to make content full time, I think till almost this March, I had still the option of going for my master's. I still am studying for my CFA. I had not completely given up. Like I still had that as a backup plan. So I was not. So what other creators or the other people who were there who started creating content, who were already content creators before that, I think mindset wise and knowing how to play their game, diversifying, knowing, not to highly focus on reels and not to get overly attached to the views or comments. That is where I actually lost the game a little. But it's okay. I learned that now. It's not too late.
I read this tweet of yours today. Once you seek validation, you lose the game, something like that. Is it related to that कि reels were giving you that instant gratification, और वो शायद posts और IGTV उस time पे Instagram दे नहीं रहा था because of how the algorithm was working?
No, I mean, I tweeted that because of some other person who I saw was seeking validation.
Right.
But I think me as a person, I've always seeked validation. And I believe the last couple of months have been extremely confusing for me emotionally, because at one end of my page went from 1,000 to 220K in just 7, 8 months, I guess. So it was crazy. I mean, that was all. And people around me, the society around me changed. People, recognize me when I go out, which is crazy because before this is pre-lockdown, you had a normal life. Post-lockdown, you started going out, people recognize you. So that was like a shift, and it was good. It felt nice. But at the same time, there were these people who were questioning my intelligence. People like, dude, why, how are you calling yourself an investment banker? And people questioning my credentials and all, and just blatant hatred that you get on social media. So I think um, I've seeked validation, and these hate comments affected me because I seeked validation. So that is why. So that is why once you so now I've realized it that I need to make videos that I enjoy making and not make what people would like to see. Because I don't know if you know this, like I've talked about it a lot. I come from a research background, and even as a person, I'm very analytical. So I used to consume a lot of content, and I literally hacked my way to 200K, if I would say. I would see what is trending. I would see what comes on my feed. I had 5 accounts to just track that. And I used to overanalyze things, and accordingly, I used to shift my content also to maximize for growth and coming on people's explore. But now I've realized that that's not sustainable, and that's not what a creator should do. You have to create videos that you love, because there's an audience for you. If you create videos on what people will like to see or people would love to watch, you will never. There are so many diverse people, diverse cultures, diverse mindsets. You will never be able to create the perfect video or the video that gives you satisfaction.
This is very interesting. 5 accounts for research. मुझे जानना है, like, what is this research process of yours? Because it sounds really exciting.
It's very so I used to spend a lot of time on my reels just to see that I basically have 5 accounts. One where I don't comment like anything, just see what reels are coming in my explore, a normal person's explore. Then my accounts, and then one account where I make my reels and stories. So basically, I see what an average person's reels would look like. So for me, what happened was, whenever you see reels based on the other reels that you've seen. So that algorithm works like that. What you like, what you spend your time more on. So infotainment was new. My biggest barrier was that there was no one who created that thing for me. So I was trying to map my content to the existing content that is there. That is why that is how music reels came into picture. Like trending music, how do I use it in my content to get on people's explore? So that is how I sort of created this thing where optimize my content for in a way that they end up in people's explore. So whatever fun or whatever like luxury, fashion, entertainment content was there, I transformed that into business sort of personal finance sort of reels. And for that, I actually consumed a lot that was going on, did my research on the business and finance side, that what exactly content, how do I mix both of them. And that's how I made my reels. Although I feel at this point, if I would have just created what I wanted to create, itna lot of difference nahi hota.
I think this is super smart. So how I see this as, do you know tailwinds? Just when we travel in like an airplane, there are tailwinds and you reach the destination faster. I think this kind of research is what I'd call tailwinds, because even we do this, and whenever I work with a brand, you always see this. What are other people doing? What is working out for, it, because your first thought when you start something new is, let's reinvent the wheel, but most of the times, even if you're just a good fit in a wheel that's already working, you can grow a lot.
So now what is happening, I still do that. Whenever I meet my friends, I just take the camera and see what reels are there. Now what is happening, before, whenever I saw their reels, I would see my content very frequently, like at least once in 30, 40 reels. Now, what is happening is all the other smaller creators in the personal finance or business infotainment space are showing up, but I am not showing up. So I created that space, but my content is not coming up. But that's I think the algorithm promotes smaller content, and that's something you have to deal with.
You said that the world around you changed once you hit like 200K. जैसे 10th क्लास के बाद अखबार में फोटो नहीं आती जिस बच्चे की, तो उसके लिए सडनली थिंग्स चेंज. बट इसके अलावा ऐसे डू यू नोटिस एनी चेंज? ऑफ कोर्स इंस्टाग्राम पे यस, बट इन रियल लाइफ व्हाट इम्पैक्ट हैज this number created on you?
I think I've become extremely anxious because the feedback loop is so small. You create a video in an hour, you realize, is it working or not? So I've become very anxious. I have also, I don't know, somewhere, I think when my page was growing, I became a little complacent. I am a very, very, very competitive person, but I think I became a little complacent because I took that growth for a given. And yeah, so I think I've become very anxious because the feedback loop is very small. I upload a video within an hour, I come to know if it's working or not. And with Reels, it's all number game. It's more focused on how well your video is doing number-wise, because everyone's video is doing so well. You need to cross at least, the bare minimum of your followers jitna views. So I've become very anxious that way. And I also became a little complacent in between. I'm generally a little competitive person. But because my reels are doing well, I became a little, laid back. Other than that, I think my anxiety, I'm not like clinically diagnosed. I'm not shown it to a doctor, but I feel anxious. That is something I'm working on. I'm actually not consuming as much content as I did before, because today everyone is making the kind of reels I'm making. Everyone, like every second person comes and does this. So I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing more on creating the type of content that I want to create. Probably the glory days for the work that I was doing, the videos that I was doing is behind me. Now is like the consolidation point. So I'm getting used to that now, and shifting from that, video dal do views are granted, to like I really have to work to get those views because the competitions become intense.
But I think I asked the question in a serious way. Let me reframe it again. What's it like to be a celebrity in the Instagram space? मतलब कितने लोग आ रहे हैं अभी ऑटोग्राफ मांगने, अभी मॉल वॉल में जा रहे हो तो?
मैं तो ऐसे घर से निकलते नहीं. I'm a very private person. But the thing is, and I don't even take my mask off. My hair is always in a bun if you see me in public. And I also am from Surat, which is relatively a smaller town. But when I go out in Bangalore or Mumbai, that is when people actually recognize me, even with my mask and my glasses on, which is not how I look in my videos. So people they talk to me. I don't know how to talk back. So I'll be like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that is it. I really don't like being a public person or people recognizing me. I like being unknown and in the background in real life.
But do you like to interact with these people on Instagram or, on social media when people message you?
Yeah, so what has actually happened is, even before social media, I was not very socially active on I would be very late responding to my messages. I would not respond to messages, calls, or anything. You meet me in person, you talk, I talk to you that way. Like digital or those online conversations were almost zero for me. And my friends had accepted that Anushka se baat karni, call her mother. You don't talk to her. You don't call her. But now I feel fatigued when now people genuinely DM me, or I have to reply to comments because of the algorithm, and that's how it works. And also people ask me questions and I want to respond to it, but I feel socially fatigued after that. So I'm like, I don't want to meet anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. So I'm in my room only. And it's not like I don't like talking to those people. It's just how I am as a person, that I like to be myself and be on my own.
I agree. I genuinely feel this, even though I don't have as many people as you have on, number wise, but I still feel that fatigue. And I've always been this private person who stays in, his room, likes to read, watch movies, just work. And suddenly you get this influx of messages, both good and bad, you know. And uh, the worst part is, I think most content creators that I've met, including me, we focus on hate messages. We forget how much love we get. And you know, it gets very tricky when you focus on the hate messages, which makes you not want to reply to the nice ones either. Like,
Yeah, that happens with me also.
कौन करेगा comment का reply यार? Shit, it like I feel my energy is draining with every reply that I type, but करना पड़ता है because sometimes I like and sometimes you do it because Instagram has been like extremely cruel that way. But I mean, I don't think there's any other word for it. The way
Yeah, I actually, if you know Ayush, my friend Ayush,
Shukla.
Shukla, and a couple of more people, they don't give two shits about hate comments, and then they just don't have any problem. Like if I respond to messages, it's a designated half an hour time that I respond to my comment section or my DMs. Other than that, I don't look at it because I don't like that judgment being passed, or people hating or that. But these people don't give any, they don't care, and it doesn't affect them at all. They keep on responding to comments on emails, and they feel happy when they get hate messages like, damn, I made it in the world, people are hating for me. So sometimes feel a little jealous of that kind of attitude, want to go there immediately.
Okay, different perspective. I genuinely feel all men are on a pedestal on social media, because I don't think we get the kind of hate that women do on social media. And in fact, in any profession, in fact, the kind of hate women get, हमें नहीं मिलता उतना. So I don't know if the comparison is right between two genders, because I have friends who are really active on social media, और उनके अगर 2000 followers भी है ना, still they are getting more hate than I am. Like their requests, जो Instagram DM request होता है, you will not want to go there.
Just before this call, I had a message of this person. I provide paid bondage services, and the kind of services, and like, please don't. Yeah.
See, we would never get such messages. And when the quantity and the quality of messages is not up to this mark, then it doesn't affect that much. And
In one video, I was drinking water from this plastic bottle, that Bisleri ka bottle. I got hate for that. And like, यार घूम रही हूँ मैं, थोड़ी ना हर जगह अपना बॉटल ले जाऊंगी, प्यास लगी थी, खरीद लिया.
bhai, are you a Guju?
I'm actually Marwadi, but I've been born and brought up in Gujarat.
10 years ago, when content creation was not a job, people didn't start content creation because they thought they want to make money out of this. They started this because अच्छा लग रहा है. You know, I want to create videos around skateboarding because I like it. Now, because it has become a job, people approach it like a business. People approach it like, okay, I'm gonna, this is my strategy, this is my this is my that. And because of that, making money is a big part of a business. What is a business? Business is an accounting sheet, profit, loss, that's it. But at the same time, I think it's very important to stay conscious that what you're doing, people have to do that, because at the end of the day, if you lose that credibility with your audience and if you keep doing promotional content, तो खत्म connect फिर. क्योंकि then how would I trust you if you only have paid partnership with XYZ?
I think it in that way, like the paid partnership thing, I have actually not got deals because I've always said that if it's a sponsored piece, I'm going to write paid partnership even before it was mandatory, or at least write hashtag ad or hashtag partnership or something like that. And I think that is the least we can do. And it's not that this industry pays you that bad. If you, even if you, and it's not you have to think big. If you think small in terms of earning money month on month, you're not going to survive. Like content creation, you are not going to make it big in the first or second year unless and until you're being new, but you're not going to get that traction early on. You have to learn, you have to evolve, you have to make something which is so good, so unique that people want to watch your videos. And then, once you get that following, then you can charge absurd numbers, but you have to pay your due before that, and you have to think long term. You have to make those connections with the audience, and you have to be authentic. And this is a field where it is so difficult to forget those things, because everyone, even today, when I'm not doing so many sponsorships and saying no to so many people, I get judged and I get trolled for doing sponsored content and get hate for that as well. So sometimes I feel, why am I not doing things? I'm getting hate for it even otherwise. And other creators are doing it, and other creators are not treated any differently than I am today. Everyone's doing crypto. Every freaking niche is doing crypto, from actors to fashion influencers to everyone. You see comedians, everyone's doing crypto. And I, being someone who's from this niche itself, is saying no to crypto. And I don't see anyone else who is in my niche and who is doing crypto see any specific amount of, or more hate targeted towards them, or their audience losing trust in them. But I feel in the long run, like, I don't want to be responsible for you buying crypto at peak and going down, and tomorrow the government saying it's banned. So it's just being authentic to myself when it comes to sponsorships is what I follow. Like, if I I am comfortable and confident, I'll do it. If not, I won't do it. I will earn money in the long run if I'm good at this and if I put in my hard work and pay my dues. But I'm not chasing money in the short run. That's it's a business, I get it. But even in a business, every business you have to give 3 years minimum. That's the rule.
Correct.
And if you, yeah, I've just given 8 months. I have not paid my dues yet. I don't expect or even want that kind of money now.
Spoken like a true investor. Here for the long-term value.
You have to play the big game. You can't play the small game. And I feel I have recently understood these things, partly because, I have sort of become a little comfortable with the hate that I get, with the kind of content, how my videos are performing, not to become very obsessed about that. I see Anushka. I don't attach my value to my videos. I don't think I'm completely there, but I'm trying to get there. And once you get out of that and step out a little, you see things clearly. And if you genuinely love making videos, like I genuinely love doing videos and I want to do it for the long run. So all my decisions then automatically come, it's very clear, all the decisions that I have to make. So that is how I think about it.
You said that people were throwing allegations that, you're not an investment banker, what is CFA? Is it because you chose Reels as a medium, which I still think, some people do look down on, oh, you create Reels. Is it because of that?
I think it's also because somewhere I feel I've grown very quickly, and there is of course going to be a little jealousy there. And it's not that what I'm doing is something that a surgeon does, that's very high skilled or needs a lot of, it's something which everyone feels that they can do. And when you feel that something you can do, but you've not achieved and someone else did achieve it, that's where all the jealousy and the hate stems from. Right. So it's more on their end than on my end.
And I'll be completely honest, I think even I'm jealous of like 4-5 people. And because of this very same reason, I followed the same steps, but I couldn't achieve that place. But I still think usually people who hate are the ones who are not doing anything and are thinking कि ओ अगर हम करते तो ऐसा हो जाता, which is मतलब you said you're making 2 reels every day.
Now 1, yeah.
That's even 1 every day, even 4 reels a week is a crazy number. It's not less, and it was content that was well thought out, because I found you out through Explore and I loved it. I was like, hi, so this is good content. I'm gonna get like good information, so let's follow. And और भी बहुत सारे आए थे content pieces where people are giving, something was missing. I think the combination of entertainment and information was a perfect mix. So I think there are a lot of things that you do subconsciously which also attracts that audience. So I'm sure you must be doing something right which led to this growth.
Yeah, it's both luck and hard work. And you can't ever tell that is it more luck or more hard work. It's that's something you can't tell. So I have worked hard and luck has also played its role.
Then what investment advice would you give to a 13-year-old Anushka? As a teenager, what would...
Arey chill kar. Kya 13-year you want to save money, invest? Just 13-year, so I think you should just chill, have as many experiences as you want.
When should one start?
See, when should one start? Even saving wise, no? I feel as early as possible, yes. But you should also see that if the amount that you're saving is, that is something which I personally realized. Like my dad is extremely frugal, Marwadi mentality. I mean, my dad is so frugal. When I grew up, I actually asked him, Dad, are we poor? Because that's how frugal he is. And so that's how I've lived all my life. And what happened was I was not spending in areas where I should have spent. So if you should start as early as possible, but earlier in your life, you should spend things to grow your productivity, your knowledge, upskilling. Never, ever, ever compromise on that. Because kitna hi save kar loge in your early days, you're hardly earning anything. You should actually, spend that if you are going to get a good experience, a good course, a good orientation, a good conference, something like. Now I've purchased the MacBook to edit my videos. इसके पहले मैं अपने पुराने से iPad Air पे करती थी, जिसमें iPad क्रैश हो जाता था. मेरा लैपटॉप 3-4 पता नहीं उससे भी ज्यादा पुराना 30,000 का कोई लैपटॉप था. I did not spend there, and I was losing out on my quality of editing, or I was losing file because my laptop was not good. So just save as early as possible, but initially in your early 20s, in your teenage years, focus more on building knowledge, getting more productive, and buying or investing in things that will help you earn more money in future. Because early on, it doesn't make sense a lot to save. If just you're saving and keeping, invest कर करके भी कितना ही कमा लोगे, डबल भी हो जाएगा तो absolute amount में कुछ नहीं return मिलने वाला. So it's better you spend it on yourself and upskill yourself.
Got it. So focus more on how you are going to make that money as compared to how you're going to invest your money. So investments in, just to summarize, courses, yourself, skill, and experiences. That makes sense. It's also investing early on, but just like a different perspective.
Yeah, in yourself. And that is what, right? How much will you save? Like when I was, and sometimes it's okay if you spend on comfort also. Like I remember when I was in Mumbai, I used to travel long hours and I used to order food from like a very, very normal place because I was saving money there. And I shouldn't have, because my health went for a toss, and that ended up spending me more money. So it should not that you should save just because people on the internet are asking you to save and that's how you're going to get rich. You should be smart also while you save. Just don't compromise a lot, and be smart and live your life, because you're never going to be in your teenage years and early 20s again. I also turned 23 this year, so
that makes sense. I think a good differentiation between wants and needs is what we are talking about. Balance, जो कि life की सबसे tough चीज है in anything. But you said that you bought a laptop to edit. So right now, what's your content behind the scenes structure like? Is it just you, or do you have a team who edits, who records, research कौन कर रहा है?
So I have one intern as of now who helps me with my research. Very recently, I got an editor also, but what I've realized that with Reels, high editing does not really make a lot of difference. So for now, but I think all my music Reels I edit myself. All the heavy graphics Reels my editor does. Research I do, and one intern that I have, she helps me with that. Other than that, it's not very structured as of now. It's basically what I see going around in news, or if I see or read something interesting, or people ask me questions, I make videos on that. I ask my intern to research. After I'm done, I ask my editor to edit, and then I upload. I don't follow these. Some people do this at every day at 6 we have to upload. Like, no, I've kept that liberty for myself to upload whenever I want, and the freedom as to what content I want to make.
आगे का क्या प्लान है? मतलब how do you see this page of yours? Do you see this as a personal page, और या फिर इसको एक business की तरह scale करना है?
I think now I've taken it a little more seriously. I've started diversifying also. I don't only upload on Reels. I upload on a lot of other platforms. I think one of them gave me almost 6 million views there also. So I've started diversifying that way. YouTube is, I think by the time this gets released, I should have at least 2-3 videos. I've shot a couple of them. They're all in editing. So YouTube is something which I am going to focus more on, because I've also realized that the kind of storytelling I want to do, the kind of content I want to make, I'm never going to get that audience on Instagram. My audience is actually there on YouTube. So that's something I'm going to focus more on. And yeah, I'm also, I think, when is this video going to come out? So I have like 2, 3 more things which are there. Very, very interesting thing. One is something, अच्छा, तब तक शायद हो नहीं हो, but it's something related to business journalism, which I absolutely like, when I was a kid, not kid, when I'm in 2016, college first year, that's when I started reading about businesses. So I used to read Forbes, and I used to read Forbes very diligently, that physical magazine. And I used to see that editor's face. And I was so jealous of his job. I always wanted to do that. It seemed so cool and exciting. And that is something similar to that. Some is what I'm doing. I'm also working a little bit with a startup, helping them with a few things. So that I think it's going to launch in a year. But everything's focused around content and mainly business and finance journalism.
I think Forbes 30 under 30, you want to come both behind the scenes and in front of the camera.
Sach batao, Forbes, Forbes 30 under 30 is all paid. My heart broke when I came to know that.
I don't like that because, especially in the startup world, I've never seen a bootstrap startup on the list, because bootstrapped is not the cool, it's not cool anymore, and it breaks my heart to see that.
And again, like what I tweeted today, the day you want validation, you've lost the game. All the people who actually are creating amazing things, they don't want to feature in these things. They actually like to stay under, they have exciting ideas. They don't want people to know about it. So they stay as, outside limelight as possible. So Forbes 30 under 30 is something I don't want to, that's not my aspiration anymore, but it was at one time.
But you talked about working with a startup and this business journalism. So is it going to be under your own wing, or do you want to work with some publication which is already doing well?
No, it's my own thing. Both of them are not well known. Both of them are just starting out. So it'll be like new things only.
That I think wraps up our main questions. I have a very fun rapid fire because I'm a wannabe Karan Johar. So I've written down 6-7 questions, and you have to be really, really quick. And there's not going to be a lot of editing here. Okay? 3, 2, 1, start. Name one content creator that inspires you.
Abhimanyu.
One that irritates you.
Okay. I can't name any.
We need some conspiracy. Come on, one that irritates you.
I won't take a name, but there's this person who keeps giving ill advice on finance, which I absolutely hate. And if I were Instagram, I would block that page. I'm not going to take that name, but it's in finance niche only. And that person gives wrong advice, which irritates me.
Can you hint who? फिर क्या फायदा, वो नाम थोड़ी हुआ फिर वो. This is, you won't get the hamper यार. I was about to ask for your address. Guilty pleasure.
Sleeping, I sleep so much. Also, Oreo milkshake.
I think sleeping I kind of guess because lazy, but Oreo milkshake is also good. Achha, Instagram versus YouTube, which platform is better according to you?
They both have their own things, but I think I grew on Instagram, but I aspire to go to YouTube, so YouTube. It's aspirational.
Okay. A thing that you hate about content creation?
Hate, anxiety, feedback loops being so small,
Being out there in the open at all times.
always being judged.
And one thing that you love about content creation?
I love making videos. I love the process of researching, being in front of the camera and talking to the camera. I love it.
You sound like that very excited class 5th girl who tops every paper. That, like, I love to read books and I love to take notes. But I remember I saw this story of yours that you used to underline books.
I still do. I used to underline newspapers, and I had a teacher who used to literally solve doubts for me. So I'd like underline things and used to take newspaper and magazines and sit down for 2 hours, and he would solve all my doubts. So I was that nerdy when it comes to this business journalism things. I've loved businesses always.
I have to ask this. Was UPSC ever in the
Nah.
list?
Too business family to think about that. I think, yeah, finance and business is something I was groomed to think that way only.
Do you read books?
Oh, I read them a lot. I think recently because of reels thoda kam ho gaya, wo long form content padhne ka bhi, but yeah, I do. I try to read.
Book that changed your life?
I think it has to be, I know it's very, very cliched, but it has to be This one is Sapiens, and this one, another book which I read, is called the it's called Money, the true story of a very made up thing, something like that. That's the name. I read that, and that was my introduction to, how berserk the world of finances and systems around us. And basically, that makes us question the life as we know it and things that we do. So yeah, these two books. The
Wow.
Money,
True
I
story
think
of
it's
a
called.
made up thing.
Yeah, it's very nice. You should read it.
I think ये पढ़नी पड़ेगी. Movie that you go back to like super often.
It's a very, again, a little cliched answer, but I watched Deers in the Gear a lot because I sort of, relate to Alia Bhatt there, where she feels anxious and she just does not. She's talented, she has all the resources, but she's just not in the mental space to do those things. And the way she recovers and the way Shah Rukh Khan helps her, that really helps me also. So I love that movie. It's just like whenever I'm feeling anxious or just don't want to do things, I watch that movie.
I want to ask, who is this Shah Rukh Khan for you then?
As in,
You said you feel that. So who's this Shah Rukh Khan in your life who motivates you to keep going?
there's this friend of mine. He's also very like shy person, keeps a very low profile, but he literally from India is running $1 million hedge fund, works with a New York hedge fund, is from a very average college in Pune, runs a newsletter, and he's my inspiration. I see that guy and I feel like, oh my God, stop complaining, start working.
One life mantra that you stand by.
Just work hard, pay your dues. Nothing's given to you. Just work hard.
I think the last question has to be very Karan Johar, like if Anushka had to start an internet conspiracy, what would that be?
Oh, okay.
Or even like an Acha, let's put it this way, like how there are fights in Bollywood, right? What if you had to start an influencer fight? How would that look like?
Between two influencers.
Yeah. Ab to you can take names. This is like a hypothetical scenario.
Yeah, I would ask. Yeah. I would actually, Ayush is my manager as well, Ayush Shukla. So Ayush and we gossip a lot. So I would actually leak 2-3 gossips and let Ayush fend for it. Maza aayega. Because Ayush is like a pro when it comes to handling people and fights, and he's so diplomatic as a person in general. But we gossip a lot, so we know who we actually ditch upon, and we have a lot of secrets when it comes to we identify things because we both spend so much time with content creators and making content. Sorry. So yeah, I would release some of his opinions and ask him to fend for himself. It'll be fun. Yeah, that'll be fun because he comes across as a person who loves everyone and everyone loves him. But he's very, very sly that way. He's very smart.
Nice. I do get that vibe. He is very smart. Like he chooses his words very carefully. Carefully is the right word. But it was great having you here.
Yeah.
Like I think I had a lot of fun. I thought finance होगा serious बातें करनी पड़ेंगी, but this was genuinely a lot of fun and I learned a lot. So thank you so much.
Surprised that you learned. I think if people should know, I've been bugging you so much about which light to buy, which camera to buy. So I've actually learned a lot from your videos that you make, and also the production snippets that you keep giving to me personally. So thanks a lot for that, and thanks a lot for having me.